Welcome back to this week's training vlog, and the topic we'll be covering this week is what to do when illness strikes with your running. So should you carry on running? Should you rest up? This is unfortunately not the focus that I wanted to do going into this week's video, but hopefully it'll clear a few questions up that you might have had if you've been in a similar situation. Unfortunately, after coming back off a bit of a break from running from Morocco, I think I may have picked up a bit of a stomach bug, and then later on in the week picked up a bit of a cold, like a bit of a sore throat, all above the neck sort of symptoms, not like a chesty cough or anything like that. So in terms of this, I think the symptoms were sort of medium, so not really would keep me off work, but enough to sort of hamper my sessions if I was going to go into those hard reps, which I did find out during the week. So my advice for what I'd be doing here is just to probably just take it day by day and start with a bit of easy running if you feel okay. You don't want to obviously stress your body too much, as it takes longer to recover whilst your body's fighting off a bit of a virus or a bit of a bug. So you're just going to stall. The bug's going to linger for say 2 or 3 weeks, where it might only linger for 2 or 3 days with a bit of full rest and recovery from running. So I suppose the takeaway here is just see how serious it is. If it is that bad, completely rest and you'll be back to running quicker. But if you do need to get out in a bit of fresh air, get some fresh air in your lungs and see a bit of sunlight and vitamin D, always makes you feel a bit better. Just take it nice and easy. So it could be a walk, it could be a little jog if you're feeling a little bit better, but just back off the sessions like I did on this week. So today's session is going to be an 8 by 3 minutes with 2 minutes of that float recovery. So going into sort of what I do in a typical interval session, but what I'll be doing is going slightly slower on those 8 to 3 minutes. So where I'll probably be looking to go under 6-minute mile pace is sort of my 10k pace, I think, at the moment. I'll be taking a little bit off this and maybe going at sort of half marathon pace, or what I think is a good effort for 10k at the moment there. So I'll be taking a little bit off the reps, but then I'll be running the recoveries a little bit faster. So it is one that is perfect for putting in, say, your half marathon and marathon training as well, where you want to keep that endurance element in whilst you're still doing the reps. Again, it's a good one to use in winter as well, so you don't want to be standing around and getting cold in between reps. Often it's good to take a little bit off the pace and just keep on running, keep that heart rate up and keep your core body temperature warm when it's sort of freezing conditions in the winter. So it's a bit of theory behind it. Let's go and get the session done. So just finished that first rep now. Just going to continue on sort of the pressure in my legs, but just take the foot off the gas slightly. So I'm just sort of coasting through on this section. So I've really noticed the difference at my running. I was about 6:55 on that rep of the float recovery, that I've recovered over 2 minutes and I'm ready to go on my next rep. Coming up to the end of that float recovery on the 3rd rep now, so I'm nearly halfway there. I'm going to get this 4th one done, get back on that tempo pace. The great thing about this session is that you can train yourself to run slightly quicker and slightly slower than like your red line, which is your sort of threshold. So there'll become a point where you carry on running at that pace and you're fatigued quicker than you can recover from. So this just gives us the opportunity to run slightly faster for 3 minutes and then recover slower than that threshold pace. a few thoughts on how I thought that session went personally. So looking back, I probably did set off slightly too quick relatively to what my fitness level was at the time. I was still thinking of being able to hit the times that I was, say, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but with not doing a lot of running before that session, I may have dropped off slightly on a fitness point of view there. So I would have set off a little bit slower, as I did struggle towards the last sort of 3 or 4 reps of those. My paces were dropping, even so the float recoveries were dropping too. So to do that session again, just set off slightly slower and ease into it. Make sure you can bank a good first rep and then keep doing it for the 8 reps per session.
So you're joining me on Saturday's run, which is some similar surroundings to Friday's session. I've decided to come over Washlands and Stapenhall Gardens and just do a few loops and get it done here. So what I'll be doing is around 12 miles, hopefully nice and easy. And as it's a bank holiday weekend, I think I've gone against a runner's tradition here by doing my longer run on a Saturday and aiming to do a session on a Sunday. So I hope everyone's having a good long weekend here in the UK. Please do let me know in the comments if you're getting out about racing, whether you're doing your long run on a Saturday or a Monday as opposed to the runner's staple on a Sunday. And of course, if you are enjoying this weekly running content, please hit that subscribe button down in the bottom corner. So I thought it would be important to be honest with you guys and caveat this week's training. So not to make any excuses or anything for why I haven't done as much training as I said I would last week, but since getting back from Morocco, I have felt that I may have picked up a bit of a stomach bug over there, and it's kind of been lingering for the whole week, which has been a bit frustrating and getting out for the runs. So I'm not wanting to push sessions and just not getting out for runs in general, really. So I missed my session. I was going to have a rest day, on Monday. I missed my session on Tuesday and then ran on Wednesday night, but really wasn't feeling great at all. So I was really pleased to get that session in on Friday, although a bit disappointed with the times. It was good to get it done, get used to doing the session again, and then look forward to sort of saving this week, I suppose, by a bit of a longer run today, and then hopefully get an early session done tomorrow to round a week off. So it should ideally end with 2 sessions, 2 longer runs, and yeah, a bit of volume for a week rather than having the whole week off. So just wanted to clear that one up. I'm going to let you into a little secret here. So if you're running the same loop but you start and do it in reverse, you're running a totally different loop. So it's a completely different route and you won't get bored.
And that is a wrap of this week's training. So unfortunately on Sunday morning I woke up with a bit of a sore throat and a cough, adding to sort of the stomach issues that I've been dealing with this week. So Sunday's session didn't go ahead as planned. So going into the end of the week, I finished on just the 1 session and just over 30 miles for the week. So a little bit of a low mileage week, and a bit disappointed not to do sort of 2 or 3 sessions in there. But I've always found in the past that if I've tried to fight through whilst I've been feeling ill, it just takes longer to recover. So it's probably the right decision in the long term, but I can have a good week next week and just get back to it. So not trying to chase up for lost time there, just trying to do a standard week, those 2 or 3 sessions, and have a good week of 5k, 10k sort of training, as the races are coming round soon now. So I am planning on doing a relay event, which is on the 12th of June at the Washlands Relay, our local running league, and that will only be a 2-mile run. So a chance to really test the speed and the session work that I've been doing over that. And I will also try and get into a 3-kilometre race on the track at Loughborough, I think mid-July time, July the 12th possibly, as part of the BMC Charnwood Open Series, which I've done a couple of times in the past. Really well organised race and a good chance to get that speed in my legs on the track at a distance a little bit out of my comfort zone, as the 3k rather than running sort of the 10k's, half marathons and marathons that I'm used to. So with that wraps up this week's training. Thanks a lot for listening to the vlog as always, and I'll be back next week and let you know how the training's going. See you in the next one.